son, Corey. Corey is a graduate of Hampton University. And I'm employed at General Motors in Buffalo, New York, GM Powertrain Tonawanda Engine Plant, where I am a document control coordinator. I fit into this family situation because my grandfather was Tom Farrell. My great-grandfather is Peter Farrell. My mother is Annabelle Farrell. My father is Herbert Kemp. And from that union was born 7 children. This is my family all over here. My oldest brother, Herbert Kemp, the twin. His mother is my sister, Helen, who is deceased. We're a very proud family. Please, all the Kemps, Farrells, all the family members that were rooted in. Is that correct? And that's so we're all very happy to be here, and I've really enjoyed myself. I'd like to tell a little story, if I could. I'm just going to be brief, but it has something to do with family and how in this life you really don't make it by yourself. It's always somebody else that did something to get you going, and you should pass that on to get someone else going. And I like to say that about my brother, my oldest brother, Herbert. No, when he graduated, he was our first one in our family to go to college. And he graduated from Oregon State. And he came home one summer, and he found out that, I had graduated, and he found out that I was not going to college. And that didn't sit well with him, because he knew I had potential. I'll just be honest. He knew I had potential. And mom and dad, the money wasn't quite right, so it was like, well, back then you just get a job. But he said, oh no. And he took me to a business college called Bryan and Stratton, where I got my secretarial degree. And he just came in and he paid for me to sign up to go, and he wrote that check, and I was just so impressed. And it just really, because he did that, and I went on, it just afforded me a really nice lifestyle. I was able to get a good job, and not only that, I started my own business where I made bookmarks and magnetic calendars, and things that just really fell into place. But you cannot forget the small things that someone does for you that can have such an impact on your life. And I know he doesn't like to hear that story, but you got me going. And I just want you to know that I'm so proud of you for doing that for me. So, all of you young people here, you should soak all of this in. You really should. Because family, heritage, it's just a beautiful thing. And you know that we're all connected. And I'm just happy to be here and to share it all with you. And I just say, God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, that leaves the next table over, the Hamptons, Patrick and Jarek and Crystal, and I don't know everybody's name.
Corey.
But, okay, Corey. Who wants to be first? Someone? Yes, here we go. Here we go.
Yay, Patrick.
These are Mary, Emma, and John DeBoer's descendants also.
Great grandkids.
All right. As everyone starts coming in, I'd like to say, first of all, it's always good to have a family reunion, so you got everyone say it, so you know. I'm Patrick. I live here in Atlanta. I work with children in a treatment facility. Much else really to say. I graduated from Bennington College in Columbia, South Carolina. All right. This is my sister.
Hello, everyone. My name is Crystal Hampton. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I graduated from Winthrop University, 2 years at Tennessee State and 2 years at Winthrop. I am a MWSBE data coordinator for Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, Minority Women and Small Businesses.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Corey Hampton.
And this is my wife, Ariana Hampton.
Her husband Tony, her son Derek, and his wife Marsha. And I'll let them say something.
I'm Fanisa, also known as Nisa, and my husband Tony. And I celebrated my 10-year anniversary on Thursday. I'm from Augusta, Georgia, and this is my daughter. And I'm currently going to Augusta State for a degree in developmental education for early childhood. And my husband is a manager at Michael's. And this is my younger brother. I'm gonna segue into you. Come on. Lucius.
How y'all doing? My name is Derek. This is my wife, Marsha. I got a 2-year-old son who we had to put to bed because he started acting up. It's his bedtime. I've been to... At least about, yeah, all of them we've been to. Well, no, I didn't go to Ohio, except for Ohio. I couldn't make that. But anyway, we always have a good time. This is the first one my wife's been to. We've been married for, what, 5 years? 5 years in October. It's been a good 5 years. Enjoyed it, and hope everybody else has a good time here. I live in Paulding County, which is about 20 miles west of Atlanta. I'm the engineer supervisor for a local electrical utility in Cartersville, Georgia. You have to tell.
Where I live?
I think I live with him. I'm the Community Development Director for the City of Douglasville, which is not far from Paulding County. I only have an 8-mile drive. I am also a FAMU graduate, so go Rattlers. I am originally from Louisiana, so it's good to meet everybody, so I'm glad to be here.
All right.
Serena.
Okay, we are Teresa Kemp's children. I'm Tanisha.
I'm Calvin.
I'm Kira/Camille.
Kira Camille is her name. She don't know. We're Serena and Howard's grandchildren, and that's my son Jamel, and he's the great grandson. And I was born in Columbus, and they were born here in Atlanta, and we were all raised here in Atlanta. And I now am back in Ohio at Ohio State, finishing my degree, finance and fashion, merchandising and design. They are here. Pro tennis player.
I'm 16.
And she plays for the United States Tennis Association, and so that's what they do. And they've pretty much been doing that since they were about 10 and 12. And they're traveling. He's about to leave and go to Asia on tour and play. And she's injured, actually, so she's getting to chill out. She has surgery coming up here shortly. And this is Jasmine, and she is 10 years old, and she's a great grandchild. Her mother was my first cousin, Angel Nicole, and she had attended several of the family reunions with us. Omi would all bring us. There were 7 of the first group, and she would bring us. She couldn't bring them because they weren't potty trained yet. She couldn't make the road trip, but she passed away about 5 years ago. And so Omi and Papa have Jasmine now, and we're all there in Ohio together. And that's about it. You want to say anything? Bye.
What grade you're in, what you do for your hobbies?
She's going to the
5th grade.
5th
Go
grade.
ahead, tell them about yourself.
What would you say again?
Jasmine has been the meter greeter at the museum here in Atlanta for 7 weeks this summer. And even though she's 10 years old now, her birthday was this week, and we just celebrated it. And she takes African dance, and she does drumming. She ushers in church, and she does a lot of different activities, but it seemed like she got speechless when she got up here.
There's too many people.
Okay.
You
want to say a poem?
No,
Okay.
no problem.
She has a poem that she learned in the 4th grade. I am a genius. My ancestors were genius, so that makes me a genius. Jasmine, you want to say the poem? Won the speech meet. She got a superior ribbon for being in the oratorical contest and doing her speech, and she got superior in the science fair, which we were really proud of. So she works very hard in school, and we adopted Jasmine because I was a foster child within my family when my father died. Our older brothers and sisters like Miriam, John Strother, Fred Strother, Sarah, they all took care of us. And so we're passing that on. Oh, I see someone here. Aha. Come on, sister. Connie Dingles from New York.
Okay, I'm Connie Dingle from New York. Okay, my grandfather was Frank Strother. My mom was Laura Strother. I have 2 children, Sean Dingle, Lori Dingle, who's with me today. Where are you, Lori? 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 Oh, I guess she's not. Okay, my brother had 2 children. His name was Ronald Strother, and he had Teresa and Ronald Jr. And Ronald Jr.'s grandson is here today. His name is Nelson Birdsong. His mother is Teresa Strother. She married, what's your dad's name? Nelson Birdsong? Birdsong. She's in the service, and she's done how many years? 26? And she's a master sergeant. Right now she's in Kuwait. And she should be home in about 3 months?
No, should be in October.
October. Okay, and I'm so happy to be here, and thanks to Belva, I reached out on the internet to find my family. And Belva was the one who answered, and because of her, I'm here today. I so appreciate it.
Okay, Joan Astor of John Strother, my older brother from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I stayed with him when I was a little girl in the summertime, and I went to school there 1 year. And when I got the measles, Johnny didn't know what was wrong with me, and his wife, Lucille, didn't know what was wrong with me. And so I had this high temperature. They rushed me to the doctor, and they said, oh, that's nothing but the measles. Take her back home. But they were so worried and upset because they hadn't seen anybody break out like that. They thought maybe it was poison ivy or something. It was contagious. Well, it was contagious. But anyway, he took very good care of me.
Thank you, Aunt Dawn. I'm Joan Strother. This is my sister Belva, my nephew. Our father was John Strother. I'm a little nervous, so I told my sister she was going to do the talking. I guess a little something personal about us.
Yeah.
What? What? You do it.
Okay, my name is Belva Strother Marlin, and we fit in the picture is that Milton Strother is our grandfather. My father is John Strother. This is my oldest sister. She's older
like that.
than me. I've taught for 23 years. I just took my daughter, whom I homeschooled during her high school years, to college. We left last Thursday, Thursday passed, and I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to make it, but I'm glad that I made it. It's always a pleasure to see my family. It's a good-looking family, and we need to know each other because we may marry each other. Oh, a very good-looking family. My mother, okay, my mother's here. She's 80 years old. She has the gift of gab.
Oh, yeah.
8 years old. This is my son, Colton. Colton attended the University of North Carolina State.
We don't want to say too much. Let's let Colton say something. We don't want to say too much, but we want our, this is my sister's son and my nephew, so we want him to say something.
All right, my name's Carlton Jones. This is my mother. I'm from North Carolina. I went to North Carolina State University. I graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering. After that, I went to work for a couple of pharmaceutical companies installing and validating their equipment that they use to make medicine. Also on the side, my passion is music. I just moved down here to Atlanta 6 months ago, so I'm also down here pursuing my dream. Also, I also have an engineering job on the side, so that's kind of funding my, that's funding my music career right now. I got a CD that's coming out hopefully this year, and y'all be sure to check out my